my God. Oh. Welcome to Shadow Daddy Groupies. I'm Raven.
And I'm Kelly. And today we are going to talk about On Wings of Blood by Briar Boleyn. Boleyn.
Boleyn.
Boleyn. So here is my no spoiler summary. What happens when you wake up on a pile of corpses in another realm run by vicious vampires? Then you get married off to a prince and sent to a vampire college in less than 24 hours. This is a dark academia book with tension, a broody MMC, a dash of bully romance, trials, vampires, a half-fae FMC, and there may or may not be dragons. No spoilers, remember? All right, Raven, what do you think of this book?
Trigger warnings first.
Oh, trigger warnings.
This book contains graphic violence, blood and death, torture, kidnapping, child and animal abuse, emotional and physical abuse, gaslighting, bullying, and toxic relationships. It also includes explicit sexual content, strong language, brief mention of homophobia, and forced institutionalization.
Okay, that's a lot of
Yay!
triggers.
For
I
what
don't,
the book was, it's a lot of triggers, in my
it
opinion.
is. It's really not that bad. That sounds way darker than I think it really was, but it's good to know your trigger warnings.
Yeah, I mean that should cover the podcast and the book.
Okay, Raven, what do you think?
Um, I think the first 30% of the book was unnecessary.
Okay.
There was just there's so much that I just kept reading and I was like, I I don't know. I was like, well, I don't even know why they put this in there. I could have just gotten to this conclusion. Like this little minuscule detail has nothing to do with the story. I just felt like I I was tired. I was bored. I was bored in the first part of the book. And I didn't
Okay.
think that a lot of the stuff that was in there was necessary. But it did pick up. It did pick up. It did. But and when it picked up it was okay, yeah. Very disappointing ending.
I read the second book. Is the
Mm.
second book out? I think it might be.
I
Um,
saw people looking for it online.
okay. But I do feel like this is one of those books that's setting up for an even better second book. You know how sometimes read the first book and the second book and I say these should have just been one book. I
Hmm.
have a feeling that when I read the second one, I'm gonna feel that way
I
about this series, that this was just all pretense and setup for like a really good second book. Um, so
I
yeah.
could say that. Just take out like the first 30% of the first book.
Uh, but yes, um I liked it. And I do feel like whenever anyone talks about this book, they immediately go with, she woke up on a pile of corpses. And it was such a interesting way to start a book, but overall, I don't feel like it was a big part of the plot. Like it didn't
Mm-mm.
go anywhere. Maybe in the second book they'll explain why she was on a pile of corpses, but there was like very few tiny little flashbacks of what happened in her life before she woke up there. And there was a couple times where I was confused. I wasn't sure if she had her memory erased and she couldn't figure out why she was there and who she was, or if she did know who
She
she
just keeps
was
saying,
and why she was there. You just weren't telling the reader. So I couldn't tell. felt like it was a little vague whether this was one of those unreliable narrator stories, and the author was choosing not to tell you how much the narrator actually knew. Um,
Yeah, I
yeah.
felt the
So,
same way.
okay.
That's where I thought like there's little things that were just not
Because she
relevant.
knows that she's half Fae, and she knows that she's some sort of royalty where she came from, but she doesn't know how she got there.
But she has flashbacks
And
of,
she kind of has flashbacks, and she has like a weird voice in her head,
and her mom lives in in a dagger.
and her mom lives in a dagger.
I didn't see that one coming. I was like, wow, out of all objects, who
She's
me?
like, Mom, did you watch me have sex?
Uh,
She's like, No, I mean, maybe.
Yeah, yeah. I have a suspicion that that's not her mom.
Oh, okay.
For some reason, I got like very creepy vibes, like I don't know, mysterious, up to something vibes. It wasn't very motherly at first to me, and then I was like, "Wow, all this time? Oh my God, your mom? What? My mom's in my head.
I just thought it was a random voice.
But
Okay.
my
Now,
conscience."
one of the things that she alludes to, but doesn't really explain in this book. So her name is Medra Pendragon, which is a King Arthur reference. And then towards the end of the book, Medra kind of refers to her family in the other realm and suggests maybe her dad is like the equivalent of King Arthur. Did you get that?
I did not. Mm.
Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of unknowns when it comes to Medra's background, and I have a feeling maybe in the second book they'll talk more about it and kind of go over the whole like King Arthur Pendragon sort of overlap.
Mhm.
Um, the one thing, and I saw another person on social media, at the two girls that do their social media together. They were like, I was waiting for the dragons. And they were like pissed about it. They didn't say exactly what happens, but they were like, kept waiting for the dragons because there's a huge old fucking dragon on the cover.
Yes.
and uh and they were right. It literally is like the last page,
I
and the
mean,
dragon pretty much wakes up and gives her the middle finger and flies off.
you better work on your lying skills. Yeah.
So in the second book, I think there's going to be like dragons, more information about why she is there,
Who she is.
who she really is, and
Um,
yeah. What do you think?
I am not gonna read the second book.
Oh, okay. What overall stars would you give it?
3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might have given it a 4 at the time. Um,
I mean,
but
I'm disappointed at the end where he turns out to be just like a complete fucktard.
uh, elaborate because I don't remember that.
When it was all mushy gushy, like they're gonna be together, and then he like, oh my God, I have to bite her, and then he bites her, and then he almost kills her, and then he rapes grapes on the verge of graping.
Oh yeah.
And then he
Yeah.
turns out to be a complete asshole, and then he almost pisses himself when the dragon shows up.
I forgot about the biting part. Yeah.
I wish she would have just gotten eaten, and here you go. Here's a victory snack for waking up.
Well, okay. I kind of understand why she did it that way, but yeah, I forgot about that part. So it's in enemies to lovers, like they're not really liking each other sort of thing. She doesn't like him, but then he's like kind of secretly pining after her, and kind of like a Xaden Violet situation where he's liked her from the very beginning, but he is keeping his distance by being a kind of a bully to her. And then at the end, she's like, "Wait, you like me?" And then he does something bad. And so the second book, they're going to start off back at enemies again. So she can redo the enemies to lovers trope more, which I've
I
read several books like that, um, where, they like get together at the end and then one of them does something awful and then they
let's
book two starts out with
ramps
them
it
mad at
back
each
up
other.
again. Yes.
Yeah.
I,
I
if it's written good, I like it. I like the structure. I like how that goes. It's written good. Um, I also read, this is also a reason why Raven is going to red flag this book. Um, I read that the spice doesn't actually come until book three.
Oh,
And there's only one man that's worth waiting till book three for.
and it's not even the one we've talked about.
Luther Carbois. He's the only man that's worth waiting till book three to get the spice on.
Got it. Okay, I understand what you're saying.
Like,
I thought you were talking about, yeah, yeah. Luther
yeah,
Carbois was worth waiting for.
we haven't mentioned him in a minute. Look at you. Oh,
Oh, Luther Carbois.
oh man.
How many episodes has Kelly talked about Luther Carbois?
You've actually you've actually lacked a little bit lately.
I
My goodness.
know. I have a soft spot for Tovin now
Tobin.
from Rose and
I
Chains.
know. I know. I am very well aware. I right now I my brain's too consumed for me to think about anything other than this book. Not
Yeah.
this book.
I also, I mean, I read this one probably a month ago, and I've read so many like really good things between this one and now that I remember, like liking it okay, and like it was on my list for quite a while, and I was kind of excited to read it because it's, pretty popular on social media. And I just think and I finished it, thinking, saying, oh, I think Raven's going to really like this and we should do this on the podcast. But I read so many really good things since
See,
then.
and that's why I think the note taking on the ones that we are doing for the podcast is good. So it's like you can reflect on it and like remember all this. I didn't note take for this. Which was good. I didn't care to. It wasn't that good. I'm sorry, that
Yeah.
was
But
mean.
sometimes also when we're reading, and this probably should not go on the podcast, but sometimes when we're reading something, um, I read it with this idea of if it's good, then I'll suggest it to Raven. And so I don't know by the end of the book whether it's worth taking notes because I don't know if we're going to read it for the podcast. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And this
Yeah,
was
you
one of
did say that
those.
once. You did say that once. I actually watched that video today. You're
Hmm.
like, well, I try not to recommend them until I read them.
Yeah, and I know it's worth your time because I did make a couple of recommendations early on in our podcast, whatever,
Yeah.
where you were like, this is fucking awful, and I DNF, and then I was like, well, I don't have time to read another book, so uh
I've only DNF one book. I don't even remember which one it was.
Nocticadia was one of them.
Oh, that was it. The only one. That was
But
it.
you like DNF'd it before it got good, so I don't get that.
I was at the very end and I was like, my God, I was
No, you
just,
you told me, go back and watch that episode, that you quit at 30%. You didn't even get to the
no,
good
I
part.
had 30% left. I remember. I was just about to
Mm,
tell you that I had 30% left because I was at the part where the ending where he and her were at the beach and then all this stuff happened. I remember the morgue and something happened with him. Oh, yes, I remember her sister. Her sister. Her fucking
mm.
sister. Her sister and his twin brother.
That was the epilogue.
Oh, well, I guess I skipped. Anyways, we're not talking about that book. I can't remember. I
All
just
right, well, I guess we're done with this book.
I'm also not big on academia, but um I, I like this what we're
I
reading
love
currently.
Dark Academia. It's one of my jams. I love it.
Give me war. Give me a war camp. There's not many. I mean, bite me at a war camp.
Uh,
Like I want to come into one of those tents and it's like magic and it's looks like fucking two-person tent and you go in and it's like the Taj Mahal. And then you
here's
got
some.
like a
Can we?
luxury bed and then you guys just stink, but there's a little basin in the
At
corner of
this
the
point, I feel
room.
like we should just trash this whole episode.
Oh no, it's staying. It's
Mm.
staying.
All right, here's a funny one-star review. Raise your hand if you've ever been personally victimized by book talk overhyping a garbage book.
I didn't even see this one on Book Talk actually.
Oh, I've seen it a bunch of times.
My review. It's trigger warning.
This is
Um,
so funny. So I found another funny one. Go ahead.
wait. So Blake and Medra don't get together even a little in the first book. Nah, I'm not waiting till an unreleased book three. It's not good enough for that. Sigh, another DNF. They get together for the end of the first book, and there's still unresolved issues between them. Still not good enough. That's the, I can't, I have no interest in doing the second book.
Okay, this one's funny. Uh, there was this one scene where the enemy did some DJ on her meow while she watched a couple other vampires yeehaw. And that was kind of fun.
What? She did some DJ on her meow and watched a bunch of vampires. Yeehaw.
I want to be this person's friend. That was great.
Oh, what's the username?
Her name's Elena. Elena, I'm following you. Oh, I can't follow you because I'm not logged in. Elena, that was a great review.
I'm trying to think of the part that was in.
They did have a couple of fun times
I
together,
mean,
but yeah.
it's not the vampire thing is all just about um orgy fest.
Mm-hmm.
DJing on
But
her
in general, vampires are very like
sexual.
sexual in like every book, TV show, movie, like vampires are like in sex or
She did
kind
some
of hand in
DJing
hand.
on her meow. Oh my God, that's so good. That's fantastic. I
Oh,
mean, and plus we do like a good voyeur.
yeah, we do.
Or
Voyeurism,
I'm a voyeur.
voyeur sesh. Uh,
Voyeurizing.
voyeurizing.
I guess I'm voyeurizing the scene.
Okay, are we landing this
Anyhow,
plane?
thank you for coming to this week's
Episode of On
episode.
Wings of Blood. If you like
Yeah.
dark academia and vampires, give this one a shot.
And and a one single sprinkle of dragon. Give this one a
One
shot.
single sprinkle.
One. Not a
One.
handful. One.
What page? Basically.
Yeah. Annie's an asshole. Anyways.
Annie's an asshole.
Okay, bye.
Bye.